One of the places I go hang out is in the Instagram comment section because I study the way people think. I listen to the inner whispers and hear the reformation that is provided from the inside when the thinking measures are off. I don't just analyze how you think. I analyze how I think about how you think. I analyze the amount of my life that I leave dependent on something as passing and fleeting and empty as human thought. You listen to your thoughts. You assume that your thoughts are accurate before you even challenge them with facts and reality. Any thought that you have that doesn't align with truth should be knocked down and identified as not your own and an illusion and completely unreal and completely untrue. But you will take days and build cases on top of the assumptions that you made in the dark that were based on nothing but your past behavior and your suspicions. And then you want people to prove to you that they are not who you think they are because you have traumatic experiences that you have created based on events in your past that you would not let go of, that you now define all men or all women or all humans or even God based on. You took one event. You took a handful of circumstances. You say that God dealt you a bad hand of cards like life is a game of talk. I'm sorry that you felt like if you had got to cut the deck, you could have kept a manipulative, deceptive, withholding creator from setting you back and putting you in a divine hole that you are now left to physically strive your way out of. I hate that for you. I hate that you think that that's what life is. I hate that you think that that's who your creator is. And I hate who you have turned yourself in because of it. You're weird because you think God's weird. You're weird because you think other people are weird. They're reflections of you. You get around new people and you get afraid of them doing to you what it is that you do to other people, and you find reasons to disconnect. You find reasons to never connect. You say you're introverted. Please. What were you doing in elementary school? Making friends and running your mouth. What was your mama doing when you was 8, 9 years old? Listening to you as long as she could tolerate after the days of compromise where she tolerated things on her day job to provide things that she thought she needed to give to you so that she wouldn't be a failure in her own eyes. And you just babbled on and on and on and on and on because you had so much to say and you wanted to connect and be attached to so many different people all the time. And eventually they would tell you to shut up because they'd taken all that they could take. Because you were not an introvert. You introverted yourself out of the insecurity that you harbored. You are only introverted because you focus on the external responses to what spills out of the inside of you. You're not introverted, you're hesitant now. You're not introverted, you lack the confidence to present original statements, ideas, and visions from within yourself and stand on them alone. The World Wide Web was not designed for validation. The World Wide Web was designed for communication and research. It was designed to bring the collective together, not be the place where we all spill our prejudices and our superstitions and our beliefs to the point that we can no longer function in the comment section peacefully. Social media has become much more of an outlet of judgment, much more of an outlet of expression of the biases that we base the laws and codes that we hold ourselves hostage to. And that's how I use it. I come and I watch and I listen, and I intentionally don't post certain things to see how certain people are responding to it. I had a 42-year-old man. I'm sorry. I apologize because I'm not sorry. I had a 42-year-old boy tell me that I needed to boss my life up because when he went to my Instagram page, he didn't see a car, a house, an apartment, or anything to the equivalent of the $35,000 credit line that he was boasting about in the comment section. Pause. A $35,000 credit line, for one, is no money. That's access to somebody else's money, which is very powerful and something that my community has constantly been behind on. But to look at my life and assume that because you don't see a black card, a gold card, or any indication that I have a credit line on my Instagram page lets me know how you think. To go on my Instagram page and think because you don't see me posted up in front of a car that I don't have one is foolish, because that means that you think that everyone posted up in front of a car on Instagram is posted up in front of their car. You do understand we all go to parking lots. You do understand we all see parked cars. We all have people that are close enough too that if we wanted to stage a moment, we could. And that's why it makes no sense to be sitting at home with your miscalculator like that. You're in competition with people who are not competing with you. You are online looking for validation. You are online trying to put yourself back in the setting of high school where you didn't have to work very hard to dominate a concentrated group of people. All you had to do was get a new outfit. All you had to do was get some shoes that nobody else had. All you had to do was be able to do a trick with a basketball or a football. All you had to do was tell a few jokes and not be afraid of getting in trouble. Now you're out here in the real world and you still want to play the same games because you have no purpose, no aim, no direction for your life. Your life is literally based off of validation and fear. And the fear of not getting the validation that you imagine will suit you so well. But all your life you've been striving for people to accept you, and as people accept you and you don't accept yourself, it changes nothing at all, does it? As you don't accept yourself and people approve of you, you disapprove of their approval. You find reasons to strike it out. When I was a kid, I had a terrible self-image, and it made no sense to my parents because, for one, they didn't know about it until I was an adult because we didn't communicate. But like many black kids, I was taught to pretend very well. So right under their noses, I suffered from a lack of truth pertaining to my identification. And I had people around me telling me that I was going to be the president. I was going to be a doctor. I was going to be a lawyer. I could be anything I wanted to be. But when I wanted to be a writer, and my mama found that book of poetry, she whooped me because she said that it seemed like it was too real. When I wrote the book at 12 and I took it and I put it in the hands of the people that I trusted, it got shelved and shown to my relatives. When I wanted to do music, I got talked to about drugs, alcohol, and violence. You can't use fear to love and direct yourself or the people around you. Fear does not open doors. Fear closes doors. If you fear what will happen for your children because you partner with this idea that they can be hurt in a dangerous world, instead of partnering with their divine nature that promises them eternal security, instead of looking at the millions of cases where children have gone untouched, unbothered with, untampered with, you want to focus on the dark stories here in between where there was something that someone should have been mindful of going on that seemed to have consequences that the child and those in the child's life suffered from. But again, is this the reality of what we are looking at when we find ourselves emotionally attached to these stories of darkness and pain and suffering? Or is this what we can relate to? Because the description of their past matches the description of ours, or matches what we feared happening the whole time. Is it that these actions are true and realistic, or is it that they are a reflection of the very pictures that we have sat in our heads and made in the dark? If you set your mind on the things above, you wouldn't have to fear the things below. I'm going to say it again. For me, not you. If you set your mind on the things above, you would not have to fear, worry, concern yourself, preoccupy yourself, drain yourself, exhaust yourself with the things below. The things below only have taken precedence in your life, only have gained priority in your life because you have long ago taking your eye off of the aim, taking your eye off of the goal, taking your eye off of the mark. Do you understand that sit around and find ways that you can displease an unconditional loving God is taking your eye off of the mark as you say you are trying to set your attention on pleasing Him? Do you understand that to go around and tell other people that there are conditions that they need to be meeting to qualify them to be satisfactory in the eyes of your unconditional loving God is to miss the mark and be preoccupied with illusionary, non-beneficial acts? Filthy rags. Will you stop taking your nasty rag and wiping it on people's face? Somebody gonna knock you out. Bring your rag over here. Wonder why I have such a fire, not for the person, but for the presentation. Don't come over here and tell me that I'm wrong for not going to your church. Don't come over here and tell me that I'm wrong for not coming and sitting in a congregation that you have identified as the assembly of the collective. Don't talk to me like that, because I will present facts. I'm not going to become disrespectful. But in the presentation of light, darkness will be consumed. I'm not finna just let you carry on because you're no threat to me. But someone is watching the interaction. And if they're not watching the interaction, they're definitely watching how I'm responding to what you're presenting as truth. I am not the determining factor of truth. I am just one who has become addicted to aligning myself with the unmovable truth. I'm not worried about being right in your eyes. In your eyes, the universal principles that haven't changed in all the eons of the existence of this universe are wrong. Because of your superstitions, because of your beliefs, because of what you were taught or told. I can't rock with that. I'm not throwing out years of facts. I'm not gonna let you get me to the point that I'm believing that there is a universal God, but I'm tooting up my nose when someone says that the universe provided something. There was a universe that was created by a universal God. The universe was equipped with all that the universal beings within the universal experience would need. You can say that the universe sent what was needed as it was asked for, or before it was asked for. Or you can say the creator, the source, God, whatever you identify the universal presence that is only love provided for you what was needed in the moment. Neither is wrong. They're both the same. The universe belongs to the universal God that weaved it together with words. Newsflash, family. It is not what happened in your past that is destroying your peace. It's what you're telling yourself presently about your past that is withholding you from the experience that you inherited freely. It's yours. Please claim it. Please stop being weird to the people around you and the people on the internet, because you've yet to stop telling yourself these narratives that you suffer from, because you've yet to flow your way into abundance. You're still scriving and going about making money. They talk making money. You're a creator. You make illusions. They taught you to spend all of your time in the physical chasing an illusionary thought that you could never possess. And daily, it costs you to chase the paper, so your expenses never stop. And they tell you your identity is connected to your income. Stop playing. Some of the most powerful people out here don't have too much in their pockets because they're fully invested in themselves and the people around them. Stop letting these people dictate to you what success is. You know your goals. You know your aim. You know your vision. Only you understand your path. Don't get in competition with these people who are pretending their way through life because they've yet to lock in on their purpose. Don't be detoured. Remain a misfit. There is so many negative connotations to the word misfit, but we are only misfits in a society that is not moving with purpose, that is not walking intentionally, that has still misidentified, misdefined, and misappropriated love. If you're gonna be a misfit, understand what it is and act accordingly. Ain't no acting in a misfit. Ain't no laying down. No compromise. Lock in. Love. Safety.